Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Yes everyone, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be going through my current workout split with you. I like to start my week with training legs. This is because I prefer training upper body, so if I have upper body on Tuesday, this gives me more motivation to stay strict to my routine. So to start my leg days, I normally start with the cat-cow stretching, as you can see in the back. Then I go on to hip circles here, got two different angles. So this warms up your hip muscles, your abductors, getting you ready for them deep squats, lunges, all of that good jazz. For the cat-cow, I normally do 10 to 12 reps. Then for the hip circles, I normally do 10 circles one way and then the other, and for the other leg. So for my first exercise, I start off with deadlifts. As you can see, yeah, awkward setup. So I start light, then I do about 12 to 15 reps and then work my way up, still warming up, pump cover off. And now in my working sets, so I did 3 or 4 sets at 4 to 6 reps. I don't normally do strength, but at the moment I was just feeling a bit I don't know, you know when you just lift heavy weight and it just makes you feel happy. I was just trying to see how heavy I could lift. Look at that facial expression. Moving straight onto the second exercise, so I do straight leg deadlifts, and for this variation I'm using dumbbells to get a greater stretch on my hamstrings. So you want to focus on pushing them hips back, keeping them arms long, and then keeping your lats tight. So I do 4 sets of this, about 10 to 12 reps. Moving on to the next exercise, this is one of my favourite quad exercises, single leg extension. So I normally do, well, for this I did 4 sets at about 10 to 12 reps. And the reason I choose single leg over doing double legs on this is, for me, I just find I get a better stretchiness and a better mind muscle connection when I'm doing the exercise, which at the end of the day is what you want to be getting. When you're performing this exercise, you want to make sure you're using, as you can see, using the hand grips at the sides to pull yourself down in the chair, and then just focusing on using your quads to bring that up, not letting your back arch out, not using any other muscles, just focusing on using your quads. Fourth exercise of the day is cable pull throughs. Now this is my third, fourth time doing this, so form's not immaculate, but my god, the stretch on the hamstrings is impeccable. Definitely give this a try. But yeah, on anything where you're using oh, look at that little fumble, you little bitch. But yeah, focus on driving them hips back and it will change your routine. Final leg exercise, calf press. I have a love-hate relationship with this exercise. I love it, but I just don't. I just don't at the same time. But yeah, for this I normally do 5 sets, about 18 to 20 reps, and then from my 3rd and 4th week I do about 20 to 25 reps. Make sure when you're doing calf or forearm exercise you're doing slow reps, you're not doing explosive, because the muscle doesn't react to explosive reps. To finish off the workout, I do some abs, so I do my crunches, 3 sets, 18 to 20 reps. Make sure you're exhaling on the contraction. And then finally you got some wood chops, so I do this a bit explosive, just to aid my martial arts. Yeah, keeping them arms straight. Maybe it's a bit too fast actually, Sam. Maybe you just need to calm down. But yeah, on this, because it's weighted, I do 16 to 18 reps, still 3 sets though. Always exhaling on the contraction there. And yeah, that's my leg day done. On to the best day, upper. So as you can see, it does say non-traumatic and traumatic training. So this is known as TNT training, and I've found for me this has helped me grow gains like crazy, for me anyway. So what you would do with this is you would have a non-traumatic day where you would do lighter exercises, about 70% of your 1 rep max. This just helps you have extra recovery throughout the week, and then on your traumatic days you're doing heavy sets, heavy weights, pushing yourself to failure, all of that jazz. But yeah, so we'll get into the warm-up on here. You can see at the start I was doing band pull-aparts. This just engages your back muscles, and then doing some shoulder dislocations here, rolling up the rotator cuffs, getting me all ready, don't want any injuries. And further warming up of my shoulders, my rotator cuffs and all of that nastiness. Yeah, so doing internal and external rotation of the rotator cuff. It's best to do this, I see people doing this with a dumbbell, but as you can see with the resistance band, the resistance is going horizontally rather than vertically. So you're doing it with a dumbbell, and that's not doing any benefit to your rotator cuff. So make sure if you're doing this, do it with a resistance band. Before we get onto the exercise, got to make sure I have your banger going. Yeah, so first exercise, lat pull down with a V bar. I like this just because the stretch on the back is amazing. So on this, I'm doing a drop set. If you don't know what a drop set is, you do 3-4 working sets, then on the last set, so say your fourth set you're doing, you drop on, you do that set 8 to 10 reps, then you drop the weight, go to failure, drop the weight, go to failure, drop the weight, go to failure. Oh my god, you will be crying, I promise you. So for the next exercise, you've got to be coming correct, you've got to be hitting that chest. Here I'm performing a superset, so I started off with low cable flies, keeping that chest up and shoulders back, don't want them shoulders rolling forward because you're going to be hitting too much front delts. So yeah, doing 4 sets, 10 to 12 reps on this first exercise, and then with the press ups hitting about 18 to 20 reps just to really tear that muscle apart. Moving on to the next exercise, which is a shoulder superset. I start off with cable lateral raises with awkward facial expressions and cable rear delt flies. I do 4 sets, and then for both exercises 10 to 12 reps. I usually only hit shoulders once a week. Due to my job being quite physical, I don't want to overtrain and injure my shoulders, and I found doing it twice a week I was just not injuring them, but when I was doing chest or I was doing shoulder exercises, they were just hurting. So I found taking it down to 1, that's been the sweet spot for me. Let's just appreciate right now the double angles of the rear delt fly. So as you can see, I'm not coming horizontal with my shoulders, I'm coming down at a 45-degree angle. This is so I'm hitting more of the rear delts and not back muscles. Next exercise is an arm superset, going with rope push down first, pushing them hips back to get a better range of motion on them triceps, and then after this I'm doing a single arm cable curl. Both 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps, you know the deal. I know what you're thinking, Sam you donut, what are you facing the wrong way for? No, if you don't do bicep curls like this on the cable, you're doing it wrong. You see as I go to there, the tension's still going, but if you're standing facing towards it, when you get to the bottom, there's not as much tension on the bicep if you're facing this way. So definitely turn away, stretch that bicep. Again, finishing the day with some abs. Awkward facial expressions as usual. Starting off with Russian twists, 3 sets, 20 to 22 reps. Yeah, following up with some hollow body holds. These are brutal. You lift your hands and feet off the ground by a couple inches. Obviously my feet are a bit further up, but just allow it. Holding this for about 30 to 40 seconds. Making sure you're pushing your abs down so your lower back doesn't come up, so there's a little arch. Make sure, yeah, push the abs down, keep it tight, make awkward facial expressions, and you'll get it done. Finishing with some forearms. These are called dumbbell rotations, or that's what I'll call them. I'll do 5 sets, 18 to 20 reps. And yeah, these are great if you've got weak wrists or you've just got small forearms. And now you can enjoy me hitting some awkward posing. I have no clue what on earth I'm doing. I'm just contracting whatever I can contract. Now we're getting into the good stuff. This is where all the drugs come in, all the steroids. There it is, some lemon sherbet pre-workout. If you don't twizzle it with a fork, what are you doing with your life? And this is a poor attempt at trying to chug it, spill it all down me. No. On to Thursday, another upper traumatic heavy day. So yeah, I miss Wednesday's my rest day, so we're going in strong with incline press. I do 4 sets, 10 to 12 reps. This is a brilliant chest builder if you're really struggling to get that shape. Like with all chest exercises, you want to be making sure you got your chest up and your shoulders rolled back, so you're focusing on your pecs rather than your front delts. On to the next heavy compound movement. So I'm doing some bob rows, as I like to call them, or bent over barbell rows, and I've been doing a descending pyramid. So if you don't know what a descending pyramid is, basically the first set you do 6 reps, 80% of your 1 rep max. Then your second set you do 8 reps, 80% of your 1 rep max. Third set 10 reps, 75% of your 1 rep max. Then your fourth set is 12 reps, 70% if you 1 rep max, and then an ascending pyramid would be that in reverse. On to the next exercise. So I've been hitting dips. I've been quite scared to hit dips because a couple weeks, months ago, when I was doing dips last, I ripped my right pec. Not majorly, but to the point I couldn't do dips nor train chest for about a week or two. So we were starting off light. For the dips, I was doing 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps, just keeping it light because I don't really want to injure myself again. But this is one of my favourite tricep builders. This next exercise, I'm doing a superset with incline dumbbell flies, 10 to 12 reps, and then single arm dumbbell rows, 8 to 10 reps. And I was doing 4 sets of this. You're probably wondering, Sam, why on earth are you turning that dumbbell out? This is because for me, I find I get a greater stretch and contraction on the exercise when I do this, but you do you. Here's the other side of the superset. I know what you're thinking, Sam, what on earth is that range of motion? But I promise you, I'm hitting my back. I'm focusing on driving my elbow up and contracting my back rather than pulling my hand up. On to the next exercise, which is a tricep superset. So I've got 4 sets. First exercise, straight bar push down, 8 to 10 reps. Following up with a single arm overhead extension, 10 to 12 reps. On this particular superset, I like hitting a heavier weight on the first exercise, the straight bar push down, and then on this next exercise, the one you're seeing right now, I like to go a lot lighter and then just bang the reps out, really fatigue that muscle and just tear it to shit. Moving on to abs, so starting off with bicycle kicks, 3 sets, 30 to 40 seconds. These are a killer. If you focus on pushing your abs down that lower back into the floor and then try and touch your right elbow with your left knee and then your left elbow with your right knee, and just keep going. On to the final ab exercise, flutter kicks. Another 3 sets and another 30 to 40 seconds. Obviously on the day if I'm feeling saucy, I will bump it up to 45 seconds. I always go close to failure with abs because we want to look good for summer. This is how I finish every session, with 30 seconds of dead hangs. These basically help decompress your spine, which is brilliant if you sit all day, helps improve your grip strength and helps improve your posture. So I would definitely start adding these in at the end of every session if you aren't already. On to my last day of training, which is a leg day. And to start off with, I do single leg straight leg deadlifts for 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. This is a great exercise for improving your balance and coordination, and training unilaterally allows you to get a great stretch on your muscle. I find that training like this, I'm able to get a better mind-muscle connection when I'm doing my reps, which obviously is what you want. That's what you want. On to the next exercise, which is hip thrusts. I normally do these at the start of my workout, but the barbell's being used. But yeah, these are great for hamstring development and growing that dump truck, which who doesn't want a massive dump truck? And I normally do 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps. Now moving to Bulgarian split squats. Probably the most excruciating exercise there is, but the pump is always unbelievable. I usually do 4 sets, 10 to 12 reps on this each leg. You're probably wondering why I did such a weird setup at the start there, but that's just, for me, I find I'm able to get a suitable distance from the bench when I set up like that. So yeah, if you're struggling to get the right distance, or you're always hopping around, try sitting down, then putting your legs out straight in front of you, and then wherever your heel touches, just stand up to there. Onto the last exercise, I do lateral squats. These are amazing for hitting your quads and working on your hip mobility. As you can see, I've got pretty poor hip mobility, so these aren't the most comfortable, but I usually do 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. That's the end of the video, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed making it. Let me know down in the comments what's your favourite muscle to train, what's your favourite day at the gym, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video.